Yes, yes, y'all. Yes, yes, y'all. I'm old school, but I keep it funky fresh, y'all. And this is deep, y'all. I'm from the deep, y'all. And what you get is what you motherfucking see.
Welcome back, humans! You know what day it is. My name is Jaime, and let's get started with some vents, humans. Cause man, there's just no time. Everybody's just fucking doing shit every day. Especially in the politic game. Especially the man in charge. The Prez. Who I like to call Project 46. This man does it again. Like I said, I'm getting right into it, humans. Please, like, subscribe. Anyways, Project 46, man, really let it go. And I'm not talking about the movie Frozen. According to Prince Charles' wife, the Duchess Camilla Parker Bowles, said that Biden blasted a big ass fart right in front of her. Yes, humans, Project 46 dropped a project right in front of crop dusted, the Prince Charles' wife, the Duchess. He gave the Duchess a Dutch oven out of the oven. He gave her the fucking stir fry. Basically, he took it out of the oven, you know what I'm saying, and let it out there to breathe. Right in the Duchess's face. And she described it as long and loud. That's our Prez, humans. He let one out right in front of the Duchess. He gave her the outdoor Dutch oven, but minus the oven. Because it wasn't under the sheet thing. It was out of the sheets. That's messed up, man. What if he sharted and he didn't want to tell anybody the real truth? She saw him shaking his leg and trying to shake it down. That's just and especially I think this was a climate change summit. I think they were at an event for climate change. And I don't think you want to be busting out fuel emissions at a benefit for climate change. I'm just saying, you're busting out some extra fuel emissions doesn't look good. Especially when you already looked as confused as you do. Sheesh. So, dude, you should mandate fart blockers. Because you just let shit go. You should pass more bills that help us instead of passing gas. Come on, man. You're this is the Duchess. This is the prince's wife. You're in front of some royalty. And you just let it go, man. You couldn't just walk away. You just did it like Step Brothers. You know what I'm saying? You just kept, just talked right through it. And she fucking asked you what you ate for dinner. Did you have some ketchup? Was there onions with that? And you just sat there all cool, had your fist made again, trying to get cornholioed and maybe just get out of the situation. And I want to know because I don't see any footage of this, but goodness gracious, I wish there was. So he farted in front of, some royalty. Man, that's crazy. Long and loud, too. It was one of them good ones. One of them trumpets. You let a trumpet go in front of a royal family. Goodness, man, I wish there was some footage of that, but there isn't, unfortunately. But yeah, Project 46 drops a bomb, crop dusts someone in royalty. And, man. This is just great. It just gets better and better, doesn't it? I used to always say when the other dude talked, oh, damn, this guy's about to talk. When Trump talked, you're oh, boy, what's he going to say this time? And then this guy, too, it's oh, damn, what's he going to try to understand? What we got to understand this time? We need two interpreters. You ever see when he talks and Nancy Pelosi talks? The fucking interpreters look all confused as shit and just start throwing stuff. And just start throwing words in. If you pay attention to when they're putting the words up, there's an extra word in there sometimes, doubles up. It's will. We will. And you ain't even paying attention because she's all oh shit, she don't know what to do. And she don't want to put no words in her mouth, so she just repeated the last word. You should pay attention to that because it's happening. It's really happening. Oh my goodness, though. But this dude passed gas in front of the royal family, and he's the leader of our country. And I mean, it just doesn't look good, man. The dude's he's just losing it to me. I don't even know. He's having those grandpa moments more and more. He's it's just crazy, man. He just looks lost everywhere. Everywhere he doesn't look like he knows where he's at. But anyways, There was a concert recently over at Astroworld over in Houston, and Travis Scott, everybody's seen it on the news. It was a concert. We had a big crowd, and I guess there was some deaths and a lot of injuries. And it was a crazy situation out there because it seemed like, people weren't stopping to help anyone. The show wasn't being stopped, and there was a lot of chaos going on. And just from what you heard and when you see some of the footage, it looked like it was just escalating. Even though it was like visible and obvious injuries, nobody was stopping. They were getting more riled up and more crazier and more, people said that it was hard to breathe. People were hurt and screaming help. There's some footage, some disturbing footage out there where it's like a camera on stage, and you see the artist clearly on stage in front of this camera that's really close. He's like close to this camera. It's on stage. It's a stage camera. And you're, pretty much behind the artist as he's, performing. And you can hear people from that camera, yelling, help me and help and call for help and stop the show. Like during some of that footage, like you can hear stop the show, you can hear help and all this stuff, like right from that camera that's on the stage. So I don't know whether, if like an artist becomes responsible because, it's clear you had to have heard it. I mean, if you could hear it from back there, I'm sure it probably was louder in person. If you heard it from the camera angle, it was probably a lot louder in real time. So I don't really know what direction to point in. Like whoever held the event should probably had more security or maybe a lot more things involved as far as like EMT services and things like that. Because when there's a big crowd, a lot of injuries and things like that happen. Claustrophobic people can get dehydrated and all that kind of things from just standing in those large groups. And, as you've seen here, some people got hurt. A lot of people got hurt. Even like a young child was injured. And a lot of people in the hospital. And some people actually lost their lives, which is a very tragedy. And like I said, when does it become like a responsibility as an artist to recognize what's happening? An artist is watching the crowd when they want to go surf and stage dive. But I'm not saying like, oh, it's, you got to keep them safe and you're the one who's got to be security and you go jump into a brawl or something. I'm not saying something like that, but I mean, you can recognize things from stage and you can basically herd the cattle. You can control the crowd by making them stop the music and which they were shouting also, and you could hear in video stop the music and stuff, and they were stopped the show, and he was just kept going. And I've seen other concerts where I think it was like Linkin Park maybe or someone, and they were performing, and they recognized while they were on stage that someone who was in danger in the crowd, and they like stopped show and helped that person get on stage safely. And get out of that mess safely. And then the crowd even started participating once the band got attention. Once the performer and the talent, got the crowd, the whole show stopped. There ain't no reason to jump no more. And then they started helping out. So it's interesting, like I said, because you don't know if he could hear, but it sounds from some of them camera angles that, he probably did hear, or, so you never know. And then when does it come to like also responsibility as us humans? When we see people in hurt and stuff like that, and we stop and try to help them other than trying to advance into their spot to be closer to the stage. No, I'm not trying to like blame anybody, like by no means. I'm just saying these are just like questions, like the way people try to spin things on angles, because us as humans can recognize someone in need of help and we should help someone. As same as an artist who has, the bird's eye view. And then as well as the person who holds the event. Like they know this crowd could get huge. It's an amusement park, A, and that should be A and B. And then C, he's a very popular artist, man. The dude's got his own, I think he's got his own meal at McDonald's and shit. He's going to have a big crowd, showing up. He has his own character in like Fortnite. This dude's huge. So you should be knowing it's a big artist and you should have like a lot of security. Maybe that could have, prevented some of these things from happening. I'm not sure, because some people are just real anxious to be back out there now since we were, super locked down. And now they're trying to, starting to like let us out a little bit more and doing some things. So, we're probably just getting a little overexcited on things and getting a little over energy. We're big balls of energy, all of us. So you put us all together after you bottled us up. Yeah, we're going to let some stuff go. We're going to let some stuff go. I mean, maybe not some stuff like Joe Biden. We're not going to let the gas go in front of the Duchess. Maybe we did, but the concert music would be so loud and be other people standing by, like so tight and together, you wouldn't even know who farted. So it wouldn't even matter. It wouldn't even matter. But yeah, it's a crazy thing. It's a crazy situation. Like, especially you should know who's holding the event. Like, you get pre-sale tickets and things like that. You get radio stations buying tickets and things like that for giveaways and contests. Maybe some corporate tickets also getting bought out in groups. And you can get a projection on like, oh, this is going to be a big crowd. And also you should know who's at your venues because he's a big artist. He's going to have a big crowd. So I feel like, as far as the venue goes, they're probably the ones I would blame the most on this because they should have been more prepared, handling such an artist at that caliber because he is a big artist. Maybe not everybody knows the guy, but my he's a huge artist by all means. He is. Like I said, he's got his own meal at McDonald's. I think it's McDonald's. It's one of the fucking fast foods, but he's got his own fucking meal. The dude's big time. So you should know if you got a big time artist coming to your venue, you should prepare with extra security and things because it's going to be a wild crowd. I mean, it was so wild. Somebody brought a baby. It was one of them wild crowds. It was a baby in the crowd, and now the baby's in the hospital. That's what kind of crowd it was. It was a crowd where there was babies up in there. It gets crazy. Somebody even brought their babies. It was going to be that hype of a show. They couldn't get no babysitter, and damn it, the baby's is coming. And unfortunately, the baby is injured, and I hope everything is okay. But that's crazy. The person holding the event should know better. You see people rolling in. You're at Astroworld. You see people rolling in. And then it's getting like more packed. And then just like I said, you see babies rolling in. Now security, I'll be like, oh damn, this ain't my first rodeo. Yo, the babies just rolled in. It's about to get off the fucking chain. We need backup now. But nobody recognized it. So I feel like the venue's the one to blame on this because they should have recognized such a huge artist is going to be there. In my opinion. It's only my opinion. And like I said, I don't want to point, but if I did point, I'd be like, dude, you should know who's coming to your house. If you got somebody, a big name coming, they're going to have people come there. And not to mention, you got an amusement park full of people who are like, damn, these people are here? They might try to buy tickets like all over the fucking, right on the spot. Coming right off the gym shorts from a water ride, coming to watch a concert. You should be more prepared. Astroworld. Damn. But anyways, speaking of, like I said, Project 46 letting things go and having some senior moments, I'm sure you saw Miss Pelosi, speaking over here about some bill they're trying to pass, and everybody doesn't even know about all these, this big giant bill with what all is in it. And then she's over here trying to reassure us that, I think what she's doing. They're trying to ask her a question, and like I don't know if the machine inside of her, like her whole automaton robot broke down, and started to reboot. Because something happened, like she was trying to talk, and she was using, political words and real words and talking about real subjects, but it was like very difficult for her to get it out. Like I said, it seemed like she was having a senior moment as well. So I got a little clip. I'm gonna share it. We'll see what goes down because I got a bunch of warnings and a bunch of emails over a few episodes about I had fun with Project 46 over there, but I felt like they were pretty mild. But I still got some warnings, and I'm glad y'all, watched them and everything like that. Like I said, appreciate it. If y'all would hit me with a subscription and a like, I'd appreciate that. While we're getting this little clip queued up. So here she is, in the flesh. Not here, but I'm saying, here we go with the system reboot, the system failure error. Birds, for sure. They're probably flipping her the bird.
Bird is important. You have to take it out. But privilege violation can take you out.
What?
So we're, again, getting that as we go along as well. We want to be sure that what we send is not birdable or
Birdable.
privilege scrub. They're the two.
What? Today, Junior.
Bathing exercises were engaged in, and
She's talking about bats.
we're getting good response. There's no bad answer. It is what it is.
So she says there's no bad answer. Was that a fucking answer? What the hell was that? I'm supposed to take that as an answer? Are you okay? Like I said before, we've all have grandparents. We've all had the one grandparent that probably had some problems, not necessarily health-wise, but mental-wise. Like we all kind of probably had one. If not, well, I have, and like I said, I'm sure I'm not alone on this area. Sometimes they start to show signs of like seniorisms. Let's just say it's seniorisms. But brought to you by Seniorisms. This episode happens to be sponsored by Heim Time Vision and Seniorisms. And no one else. But anyways, is this like signs of like some senior moments for sure, like hardcore, where you have that grandparent and they have that, they start slipping a little bit. Unfortunately, you go through it. You're real patient, everybody. I applaud you all out there. We've all had to go through it. For the ones who have, and it's not easy. Okay, it takes it's pretty tough. So, anyways, I feel like we're starting to see some of these people's grandparents on TV who happen to be in charge of stuff, having those seniorisms. It's like a back spasm. They're like having a seniorism. Excuse me. Like I said, brought to you by Heim Time Vision. Seniorisms. So it looks like she's having these weird moments, and like not only not only her, but him as well. And him, I mean the Prez, Project 46. And that looks like they're having those moments right in front of us. And like I wonder if we're the victims of these seniorisms. Like they slipping and like having these crazy, desperate shouts out of whatever intelligence they have left in a weird moment of confusion. And like we happen to be the victims of this because it happens to happen on live TV. If it happened behind closed doors, they'd be like, "Shut up, you crazy old lady," or "Shut up, crazy old guy," "Shut up, Gramps," and then then turn the cameras on. Say this, but no, when the cameras are on, they have these things happen, and it's kind of it's nervous. It makes me nervous, Like I said, these seniorisms are happening in front of TV. The world is watching. And I just got a question. Can you say, assisted living, senior home? But for politicians, like, I don't know, man. It's just looking a little rough, and it makes me nervous when I see these things because those people are in charge. Those people are in charge, and like, I don't even know, man. It just doesn't look strong. I guess I would say it doesn't look strong on our side. But who knows? Behind closed doors, we could be super strong. But it just doesn't look, the eye test doesn't look that strong. The eye test we could use some PEDs or some shit. In my opinion, we could use some PEDs to look strong right now. Because the eye test looks like we're not. We're lacking. We're not making weight. We're not making weight for this fight. We're coming up short. We need to bulk up. We need some more proteins. Because this is getting me nervous, like I said, humans. And then you got the California governor. Gavin Newsom just disappears. The dude goes missing for almost 2 fucking weeks. And like all the people started hyping it up because they said he recently got the jab, or his second jab or whatever. His vax. So they said he mixed it or whatever, but like the people just got all hype trained because right after that is when he went missing. And he was supposed to be at some meeting that I think where Biden farted in front of the Duchess. He was supposed to be over there where Biden farted, and he didn't make it. And everybody was wondering, where the hell did this guy go? He didn't talk to nobody. He didn't do shit. He just didn't talk to nobody about it. He was like, boom, I'm gone. And they didn't know where he was at. So he finally shows up out of nowhere. Like just, oh, hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm back. Hey, I never left. What's going on? How's everybody doing? You still locked down in California? Let me make it more expensive for you in California. How you doing? And shout out to California, by the way. Anyways, so he shows back up. And everybody's like, what the hell, man? Where you been? And he's like, what are you talking about? I was just hanging out. I took Halloween off. I wanted to hang out with my kids for Halloween. That's what he says. And everybody's like, well, what's up, dude? We didn't even hear shit. And he's like, so? And so a lot of people are hyping up thinking something happened. He had a reaction to that, the vax or whatever. And I don't know. I think it could be all just like hype. Like people just jump into, to make too much of things. It could have just been maybe he wanted to take Halloween off and hang with the kids. Or something bad did happen. Like Weekend at Bernie's over here that's in charge. Like how, his robot malfunctioned a couple times. And they fixed his machine now. They need to work on Nancy's. And so maybe they got a hold of him when he was doing all these things. And maybe they cloned his ass. Maybe he come back cloned. That's not even him. It's the clone. He looks all fresh-faced, He's like, how's everybody doing? They brought out, number 445, here he comes. And he's like, who's 445? And then when he walks in, he's like, hey, that guy kind of looks like me. Nice hair. And then he gets the dart in the neck. And then he's the new Newsom. And that's what we just got. We got the clone here. Maybe that's what happened. California, look into this. I'm looking out for you. I'm paying attention. Or, like I said, maybe he just took Halloween off. Or he got cloned. He could have got cloned. Let's just say, who knows? Or disagree, or agree to disagree. Or just agree with me. And then think about it later. So anyways, I was reading around and I saw this article and they were saying, you look out those FBI files and what was the other files? I think it was the CIA or FBI files where they released like some of the government files on some UFOs and stuff like that. And we got to see some new UFO footage. Some of them was really cool. The one where it was like this triangle thing in the sky, which was moving all crazy. That was probably the really craziest one out of, because the Tic Tac one was moving fast and all that, but I mean, it didn't have no kind of definition. It looked like you're just looking at literally a speck moving across the water. You know what I'm saying? Somebody could have stuck something on the camera and played it off. But this one, that triangle one was pretty damn crazy. But anyways, so I'm looking at these FBI files. It's an article full of all these released files and declassifieds and, all these kind of things. Not the classifieds. I'm not talking about the newspaper. So it had like these, some actual declassified files. And you're looking at these pictures of the paperwork. Some of them were all blacked out and opened up. And, it's kind of those kind of looking files, So I'm looking at these things. I'm going through it, having fun. And then I come across this one about Nikola Tesla. Not Elon Musk Tesla, Nikola Tesla. Like the first dude that made, supposedly all this, there was trains and all these like cool technology and, back in the day, early, in the early, what do they call that? When we started making all the machines and, all that kind of stuff. I forget what age they call that shit. Fuck, I can't even think about it. The machine age. But, so they're back, when we were all that time, there was actually some real cool tech like that old movie, like that Will Smith movie, The Wild Wild West, that shitty movie. There was some shit going on back then like that. People were just making crazy shit everywhere. Inventors everywhere. So Nikola Tesla made some cool stuff where you could supposedly, take energy from out of nowhere. And they said it wasn't safe and all these things. And, he was doing experiments and doing all these crazy things, claiming he made machines where you could see the, past, present, and future. And, my man was like way ahead of his time. But everybody heard all them stories. But I found one I never heard of. And I was like, wait a minute, this is in what? This is an FBI file? This isn't like fucking TMZ? This is a fucking FBI file telling me some shit that I never thought I would hear or read this. Like, what? Okay, so it happened to be with those UFO videos, and I'm like, why would Nikola Tesla, be with this UFO shit? So then you think of them alien shows and shit, and they're always like, it was believed that Nikola Tesla, or what's that guy say on the alien show? It could have been that Nikola Tesla was inspired by extraterrestrials. Or that's where he got his knowledge from. So that's like what the rumor was from, right? Well, not on this FBI file. They said this dude was, the word I just heard when I was reading is Venusian. Okay, so they say he was Venusian. And you're like, what country is that from? Yeah, exactly what country is that from? How about fucking planet? Venusian means things that characteristics from Venus, like the planet Venus. And an FBI file claims that this man is a Venusian. You can look this up yourselves. This is in these files. They're like, I wouldn't do it on your phone though, because all the pages are like, so if you're on a desktop, look this stuff up. It's really amazing. Venusian. That's a funny word, but it means things like, or characteristics or things from Venus. So they think he's from, the FBI says this dude's from Venus. He ain't from here. Or not human. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I read that right. But that's what it says in there. I mean, I'm reading it, and I looked up what it is, but I don't know if that's what they mean it is. That's what I don't know. Like, is that what they mean he's from Venus? Or does Venusian mean something else back then? I don't know. Or does it mean something else in the FBI? The F-Bizzle. Izzle. The F-Bizzle Izzle. That's something to think about. I got to look that up, but I'm not sure. Venusian, when I looked it up, it said things about, like, from Venus. Things or characteristics of Venus or some shit. But it had to do with Venus, like a planet, not like a state or another country, like another planet. That's wild, humans. I think I read too much sometimes when it goes into them articles. I go too many rabbit holes. I should have stuck to one just like Neo. But then his went crazy too. I ain't going to go there. But I am going to go to something else that I fucking read. And this is nuts too. They are making woman robots. They're making all kinds of robots. They already got sex dolls and all that bullshit. But they're making woman robots. Are you ready for this, humans? Are you ready for this, humans? Are you ready? Okay then. These woman robots will be able to give birth to these artificial wombs they're talking about. Right now they're talking about in the public, which means they're already fucking doing it in their secret little labs everywhere that we're not allowed to see and know about and hear about because they say we're crazy and conspiracy theorists every time we talk about these secret labs they're doing, because they're not just going to talk about the idea and then start practicing it. They already got like a few little bugs to get out before they start talking about it. So they already guinea pigged some shit out. Women robots are going to be having babies. You're already worried about AI taking over the fucking, taking over the world, right? Now they can make a fucking bunch of AI babies to fuck us up. Think about that, humans. They could make more babies all the time because they're a machine. Oh my goodness. You remember that promiscuous woman back in the day. You're like, oh, she's a baby making machine. Well, no, this is going to be a real machine making babies. Okay? That's what's going down. Does that mean they're going to outlaw birth, like real birth? Like, is this going to turn into the fucking Children of Men scenario? Like, why do all these movies, like, everything revert to some of these movies we've all seen? Stuff's getting really fucking weird. Are they going to outlaw real birth? How are you going to stop us from making babies? Are we allowed to make babies now and not know it? What's going down? Is it going to be outlawed? Is this Bill Gates' idea? Is this another fucking Bill Gates idea? Then I'm pissed. Oh, that can't be happening if this is the fucking Bill Gates idea. I'm going to be way fucking fired up. Because this dude, I'm just had enough. I heard about him fucking going around looking for farmland on a $2 million a week fucking yacht, going places, he's probably looking for a place. I'm going to live here after I destroy America real quick. Put them on lock. I'm going to go right here now. He's already looking for another crib. Like I told you, always watch the people that are super rich. When they're practicing going to space, like the Bezos, he's already practicing going to space. When they're trying to leave the planet and go places, that means we're not invited. That's when y'all got to start doing that prepping shit. Pay attention to their travel plans. Like when my man disappeared for those 10 days or almost 2 weeks or whatever. Everybody's like, oh man, did he escape already? Is the meteor closer than we thought? Or something? So you never know. But like I say, when they say follow the money, follow that shit. Pay attention to it because they're the ones that are going to tell you when we're going or not. You're going to see everybody just kind of taking off all of a sudden. Like nobody has seen the Kardashians. You know what I'm saying? Nobody has seen, Simon Cowell's missing. Everybody's just going to be missing all of a sudden because they fucking went to the fucking hiding spots because shit is going down. And the rich and we ain't invited. We are not invited. We're not invited to that party. And I would like to be on that list. We should all be on that list. And they should not be on the list. We should go where they're going and leave them here. We should try to switch places. Like, no, you can't go. We find out where they're going, take their tickets. So we got to figure it out where the tickets are, first of all. Because we ain't invited. They ain't going to just send them to our house. We ain't going to win no, send us like, we got to fucking have auditions like American Idol or America's Got Talent to fucking, go where the rich get away when the earth is in trouble. We ain't invited to that thing. And it's a damn shame. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this episode. And like I said, I'd appreciate it if you would hit me with a like, hit me with a subscription. I'm good. I don't need a subscription. But I'd appreciate it if you hit me with a subscription and a like and turn on those notifications because I'm here twice a week. My name is Jaime, and this has been another episode of Meant to Vent. Till next time, humans. See ya.
Yes, y'all.